back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing 10 baby names I love but won't be using. I'm currently not pregnant right now, so that's not why I'm doing this video, but we do know that we are planning on adding a third child to our family. We already have 2 little girls. So these names, all 10 of these names pretty much, are names that I really like but my husband vetoed. He's not into. I have one name on this list that my husband does like, but I'll let you know why we're not going to end up using that name. So I'm just going to start this video by telling you what my little girls' names are and kind of why I like those. So my first daughter's name is London Maye, and there's no really rhyme or reason to why we named her this. There's no like significant meaning. It wasn't like my grandma's name or anything like that. I mean, obviously. I liked this name because it was unique. I don't know anyone else named London. Of course, now, because I had her in 2015, now it's becoming a lot more popular. It's starting to rise on the baby name list, which I don't like. I want it to stay unique because that's why I loved it so much in the first place. And we ended up spelling Maye, M-A-Y-E, because Joe wanted a Y, I wanted an E. So we just wrote it out M-A-Y-E. I fell in love with how it looked. I thought it looked so unique, kind of feminine. So that's why we named her that. It's funny because we actually had a totally different name picked out for her, and that was, her name originally was going to be Winter Rose, which again is very unique. And that was going to be her name all the way up until I was like 36 or 37 weeks, and then I saw the name London and instantly I was like, London Maye. I love it. It flowed. I love the way it just rolled off the tongue, and my husband ended up really liking it too. At the time he wasn't my husband though. And that's why we named her that. On the other hand, my other daughter's name is Laken Kennedy. We already had the name Leighton picked out if we were to ever have a second little girl while my husband was in basic. We knew because we knew the second he was out of basic and we were stationed somewhere, we were going to immediately start trying to have another baby. At that time, London was probably, when he got out of basic and we got stationed, I think she was 10 months. So we immediately started trying. It took us a while to get pregnant, and we found out it was another little girl, so instantly we knew her name was going to be Laken. However, it took us the whole 9 months to find a middle name that we liked because it was so hard to find a middle name that I thought went well with the name Laken. Eventually we ended up landing on Kennedy, which I really do love. I think it's a little bit unique, so you're going to find that I tend to like baby names that are a little bit more unique. I do have a couple on this list that are a little bit more common, but I don't think I'll ever use them for the reason that they are kind of common. So let's just go ahead and hop into these baby names. So because I have 2 little girls, let's just go ahead and start on the boys' side. It's a lot easier for me to find boys' names that I like. I think that's because I don't have any little boys, so it's not like I've already used the names that I really, really love. So the first name on the list is Hudson. I love this name. I love this name. Earlier this summer, I was obsessed with this name. If I would have had a little boy earlier this year, his name 100% would have been Hudson. I just love it. I think it's so unique. I find that it's on a lot of people's baby names list, but no one really uses it. This is a name that I love. My husband was not having for, so that's why we'll never use it. For the girls' side, the girl's name that I really, really love is Piper. I really like this name. I think it's a little bit unique, kind of edgy, kind of like Laken. I feel like it's really unique, it's edgy. I don't know anyone named Piper. I just feel like you could call her P, you could give her a little nickname. Neither one of my girls have nicknames. I don't really have a nickname for them that feels good with their name, so that's not really important to me, but I think it would be super cute that you could have a little girl named Piper and call her P. On to the boys' side, I have 2 names, but they're too similar to be separate, so I'm just going to put them together, and that's Emmett and Everett. Everett, my husband hates. He's like, no. And Emmett, my husband does like, but our last name is Smet, and it's spelled S-M-E-T, so to have like E-M-M-T or E-M-T, like, I feel like it's just too much. It's too much Met in the name, like Emmett Smet. I feel like it's kind of matchy-matchy, so that's why I will never use it, but I think it's so cute. I think this is so feminine. It's so pretty. It kind of feels like a princess to me, which is weird that I like that name because both of my other girls' names are not like that in the least. But I just love the way it flows. Like I feel like you could call her like Aleigha Grace or like Aleigha Jean, and it would just like flow so nice. So I really, really like that name, but my husband isn't completely sold on it, so I don't think we'll ever use it. I've never really loved that name, but then earlier this year we were actually at the pumpkin patch and we were on the hayride, and this mom was talking to her little boy and she's like, Jasper, come here, and I was like, oh my god, like I love that name. Like I've never actually heard it used in real life, and that's when I was like, you know what, I really like that name. I feel like it's just a little bit unique, it's a little bit edgy, and that's kind of why I like it. But my husband, once again, doesn't really like it. He thinks it reminds him of Twilight, and he's not about that, so that's why we'll never use it. So back to the girl side, the next name I have is Leighton, and I love this name. I really, really like it, but we'll never use it probably because I already have London and Laken, and we did purposely name them with 2 L's, and I can't do a third. I can't. It's so hard. Like, I'm always mixing up names. I feel kind of bad. I feel like you do that either way, even if your kids' names are like on total opposite ends of the spectrum. But to have a London, Laken, and a Leighton, it's too much. And I kind of feel like Laken and Leighton sound too similar, so that's kind of why we'll never use it. Name on the boy side is Holden. I love how strong and masculine this name is. If I ever do have a little boy, I feel like 100% I'll give him a name that is like 100% masculine. Like I want to give him a name where like you hear it and you think of like this huge buffed out big bushy beard lumberjack chopping down trees in the middle of the woods with an axe. Like I know that sounds a little weird, but that's how I picture my little boy to be. I think that's because that's how my husband is. So I want to give him a really masculine name to match, and I love the name Holden. I think it's so masculine, but I feel like it's also could be very professional. Like I could see a lawyer and his name being Holden. So I really, really love that name, but my husband, once again, doesn't really like it, so we'll probably never use it. The next name on the girls' side is Belle. I don't know if I would spell it like B-E-L-L or B-E-L-L-E, but I really, really like this name. I like that you can kind of play with the spelling a little bit. I like that it's very feminine and very just light, and it's just easy. It's just Belle, and I mean, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful name. But once again, my husband hates this name. He said he would never name his daughter Belle, so we'll never end up using this. Last name I have on the boys' side, and I think right now currently is my favorite name, is Bennett. I just love the way it sounds. I feel like it does sound somewhat masculine, but it's still somewhat common. Like it's unique enough where people don't look at it and be like, oh, that's weird. Like I like that it's unique, but it's still like a modest name. It's not something totally out there and far-fetched. And I really like that for a nickname you could call him Ben. My husband's grandpa passed away and his name was Benjamin, and it's a family name that runs through his family, so I like that he could still be Ben, but it would be like our own little twist on things. So that's kind of why I really like this name. The last name on this list is something that I actually do feel like I could possibly use. It's not something my husband has completely shut down the idea of, but that's because it is a family name, and this is Danielle, but I would use the name Daniellea. My grandpa's name is Daniel, and he had 2 little girls, so he didn't have a little boy to name Daniel, so instead they gave my aunt, her middle name is Danielle. Then my sister's middle name is Danielle, my cousin's middle name is Danielle, so it's always been used as a middle name, but I feel like to have a little girl and name her Daniellea, you could call her Elle or Ellie or just something Ella. I don't know if I already said that, but I feel like it gives a ton of nicknames, which is super, super cute, and I would love to use it as a first name, just to put the Ella at the end of Danielle and just call her Daniellea, and it would be a little bit like our own little twist, kind of like Bennett would be our own little twist on kind of a family name. So this is something along with Bennett that I think we could possibly use, but if the time being and like I were really pregnant and we were really seriously looking at names, I think these are names that would make the list, but I don't know if they were names that would ultimately be the one we picked. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed these 10 baby names. Let me know if you like any of these names. Which one is your favorite? Which one were you like, ooh, no, I definitely don't like. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. Let me know down below. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Also, make sure you're subscribed and you hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of my videos. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.